in that first innings, and wouldn't be surprised if things just work out according to plan. Don't bowl your best this time around, but pick up a wicket.
We're going to have to work very hard and very well as a pair here. Again, to make sure, because there is going to be some movement around once the South African bowlers find their rhythm. It's going to be, don't want to get trapped down one end and have to just fight off Rabada for a couple of overs on the trot. Nine for none.
का निशाना पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro. Panda.
Rizwan, 27, didn't kick on. Sakil would have been disappointed, I think, with his 14. And there wasn't much after that. No rest for the wicket. Here he goes. Corbin Bosch.
Yeah, promotion in role, and South Africa deciding that everything's running for Corbin Bosch. He's feeling confident. Give him a go with the new ball. Yeah, a little bit surprised. I mean, obviously Marco Janssen's been the man who's taken the new ball, and I thought Dane Patterson was actually, from that end, the Hennops River end, was superb in the first innings with regards to where he landed it. But there's the figures of Corbin Bosch. 4 wickets in his first innings. His dad, in his one test that he played, he picked up a 3 in total, so he's already outdone Dad.
And just a few more runs than his dad was capable of as well.
Yeah, it was the first time he'll be coming from the duck pond end. Bowled is all of his overs here from the commentary box end. They have bob end.
Duck pond end? Hennops River?
Yeah, this all involving water, Polly. It's my second test match, guys, so I'm still reminding myself that I actually did a test. Made my test debut twice, once on the field and once in the commentary box, so just happy to be here, guys. I've mentioned this before, but Corbin Bosch, he's heard the slip shouting there. Good length, Boshy. He's hit his good length first up here.
That's kept a little bit low. So there will be a little sideways movement. There's the proud seam on this ball. It's going to move sideways as it has done all tests. There has been some extra bounce from time to time, and Shan Masu's just been reminded that there's going to be the odd ball just doing this.
Yeah, there will be these. There's no doubt as the test match goes on. It's kind of stock standard when you play test matches at Supersport Park. The only thing from a bowling perspective is you need to get them straight. Batters are just hoping that if it does misbehave, it doesn't cost them their wicket or do any damage.
Basically 4 slips. Nicely played by Masood. Now he's off the mark. So there were some indentations this morning on this pitch. There were a couple of cracks around the place which are in line with the off stump, just outside the line of the off stump, actually bowling from the Hennops River end, which is where Corbin Bosch is bowling from at the moment. Those cracks might just be starting to widen a fraction. They're around about the 6-metre mark from the base of the stumps. So there is some, or there are some areas that they can utilise.
I think we have seen the start of play and the change of innings, that a roll just does flatten things down a touch. Obviously with a new ball, the pronounced seam, you're going to get that variable bounce at the best of times on most pitches. But then after about 10-15 overs, things start to misbehave again, and that's when South Africa will be hoping that they can get the odd ball to stand up, find an edge, or pick up some wickets in that fashion.
Got that away for 4. Very well controlled from Ayub. 14 for none.
There would have been a thought that potentially
कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
हमदर्द जुशानदा का एक पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशानदा।
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
This was a little bit wayward. All the way down to Simon Aliaga. Guys that can bat. Jamal certainly can hold the willow as well. He got 28 in that first innings. If they need someone, they go big. A couple of guys to go big. Pakistan, the lead. South Africa 90 after batting each. Pakistan and South Africa.
Yeah, 2 things for me. Mentally, the South African bowlers have to get their minds around. It's not going to be as much movement and conducive to the ball nipping around as it was in the first innings, so you have to make that adjustment. Pakistan, this opening partnership is vital. Anything that they can do to work some inroads into the lead that South Africa had after the first innings, which was 90.
Tight line.
Nice delivery, probably the best that Rabada has produced in the second innings so far. But if they can get it to 90 for 1 or maximum 90 for 2, then they'll believe they're back in this test match. South Africa on the other side will think if we can get them 3, maybe 4 down before they get even to what we managed to post in the first innings, then we're in command of this test match.
A couple of left-handers to work with. It's a nice solid punch down the ground, but well done by Rabada in his follow-through.
I was just thinking, probably with KG getting the ball to swing back to the left-hander, that's his main role, that's what he would like to do. How long do you think it'll take him to come around the wicket? Because we did see him in the first innings, getting the ball to straighten from that around the wicket line to the left-hander.
Yeah, I don't think it'll take him long, because he's also noticed that he's just struggling a little bit with that foothold. He's not comfortable where his foot is landing. Obviously, one of the other Pakistan bowlers might have made a little bit of a hole there. Inside edge, and that one probably will work its way to the boundary. It's been a decent outfield. Patterson gives chase, but won't be able to grab it in.
Get him out. Short leg out.
KG's looking for the short leg to be out. He's having a chat to Temba, asking to provide a little bit of protection around there rather than at backward short leg. Inside half of the bat that time from Masood. There's Tony Dezorzi as that shot was played at short leg under the helmet. He's now out of that short leg position. It's going to take all their application for these 2 opening batsmen for Pakistan to get them off to a good start. The way that Rabada bowled, the ability that Bosch has got. I think Janssen perhaps was a little bit off the boil in that first innings. Patterson certainly wasn't. It's beautiful bowling from Rabada. End of his second over, 18 for none.
न्यू अल्फा ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
Chalets there, corporate chalets provide a outstanding view of the ground. Extremely comfortable up there. It's a lovely vantage point. not too far away from that outside edge. That is just about ideal.
Been a really good start to this over from Corbin Bosch. The first two deliveries were on point, hitting a really good area. This one asks questions, hints like it wants to shape back at the left-hander, and you can just see that movement off the seam as it pitches. That's really well bowled, and the areas is impressive from Bosch. Definitely heard a little something there, Hazy. I don't think it was outside edge, but there was definitely a click.
I heard too. That's going to run away smartly. That's a little bit leg side. Another boundary. Let's investigate that. Let's see if that's anything picked up by Ultra Edge. Nope. Definitely a noise. Definitely a noise.
Last one is something that sometimes as a batter you don't even get into your brain that that's a form of dismissal. This was the one that slid down and was definitely clipped away. The next one was a similar length delivery, and Ayub just tried to get and control it, and then eventually tried to pull the gloves out the way. Can be a little bit of a strangle, but there's certain batters who are more prone to getting edges on those ones than others.
Lost his radar there. Couple down the leg side already. Got to make sure they're at the batsman all the time. Can't waste these new deliveries, new ball deliveries. Aiden Markram actually taking a couple of paces down from his second slip position, just encouraging Corbin Bosch. And a couple that have been sliding down that leg side to Saim Ayub. Shah Masood on strike now. Another on leg side. $23 for none.
का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
Top 3 for Pakistan. They're the guys that have got to really steer the ship initially, get through this initial burst from Rabada in particular. When Marco Jansen gets an opportunity, if he finds his radar, he'll be a handful on the surface. Had to play an awful lot of deliveries so far, just haven't quite got it right. Rabada, yes, he's been bowling a nice tidy line most of the time.
Yeah, that's where you sometimes get a suggestion. It could be from a fellow bowler or the captain to say, what about an around the wicket line? Try and angle in more towards the stumps and get them to play at a few more deliveries while this ball's still hard.
I'm funny watching the way this pitch is played out. After 40 overs, it starts to really move around, and you often come across pitches where the new ball isn't as effective as it is when it's older. Any idea of why that would be?
Yeah, not really. I mean, I think it's obviously you have a roller before the new ball's taken, so sometimes that flattens things down, and then that's beautifully played. A little bit of width, and he's latched onto that quickly. Shah Masood, it'll give him a nice boost of confidence.
When he's playing well, he's got more time, Shah Masood, but he hasn't got going, hasn't looked like he's been in flow with his game totally. Just needs one or two of these sort of shots to get him going. He likes to play back with a square on that offside. Sometimes that also gets him into the odd spot. A little bit of extra bounce on that occasion. Top edge of the bat, but at top half of the bat, I should say. But it went comfortably away and quickly for 4.
But it did go to catching heart, Hazy. And that's the one thing. I mean, if the pointed or backward point had been positioned slightly differently. But then the surprise, you can see he's up there. The surprise is that they're now pushing the man back. I don't know why you wouldn't want another person catching while that ball's new, and there could be an opportunity where Shan Masood doesn't get over the top of it or control it.
Around. Quick single. Good running. Loud early call from Masood. That's good batting.
And I quite like KJ Rabada coming around the wicket. The first innings he didn't manage to get it just straight off the deck to the left-hander with the angle into off stump. And it looks like he's would be asking a lot more questions from around the wicket.
Just took Dame Patterson a couple of balls actually picking up from around the wicket.
Yeah, this strategy of having the backward point, and we've harboured on it over the years now. It's a very popular position, but it would have killed me as an opening bowler, because I would love to bowl as many deliveries as a particular batter, try and work them out, use your different strategies, your different deliveries, and it's just so easy if you just knock it down there to pick up a single and rotate strike. So you continuously bowl into the new guy.
Particularly when the name of the game is getting wickets in this sort of situation. Trying to bowl a long way still, Pakistan. If you can get a couple outs pretty smartly, they're going to be in trouble here. 30 for none.
कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
हमदर्द जुशांदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ी कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
It makes a lot of sense to have a standard gully. Now, if you happen to have a standard gully who stands at 6'9", that's also a real opportunity. That's nicely played, and that's gone for 4. Ayub this time.
Yeah, good shot from Saim Ayub. Over pitching from Bosch, changing the angle, coming around the wicket. And just leaning on that. He's such a classy player when he plays shots like this. We've seen it in the summer of South African cricket. Seen that shot. And when he does get going, he's a treat to watch.
And a man's back there where that ball was played on the fence. That just doesn't make sense. I don't understand that at all. You've got to pick up wickets, and you've got a real opportunity when you've got the likes of Bosch and also Rabada. New ball, it's going to be doing a little bit off this track. There's going to be an extra bounce from time to time. Put in a standard gully. And don't put a man at deep backward square on the fence, because that's a negative position. Give yourself a chance to pick up wickets. That's what you want to do right at the top. You get one, you're a chance to get 2 in these sort of situations when a side is some way behind.
No doubt that there's not as much movement off the seam or through the air as compared to what we saw when South Africa were at the crease for the first time, and that's why I think maybe it could be a good decision to go back to Marco Jansen. I know he wasn't very good in that first innings and didn't bowl with much control, and his wrist position wasn't as good as we've seen it over the years in this test arena, but I just think with the new ball he could maybe extract a little bit more steep bounce out of this pitch at this stage, and that might cause a few more problems than what we've seen.
In the air through a gully position, and that's gone for 4.
Yeah, Corbin Bosch wouldn't mind this. The slip quarter wouldn't mind this either. It's the outside half of the bat from Shan. The wobble seam on this occasion, and you almost look at that as a bowler and say that's a win for me, even though it's gone to the boundary. You found the outside edge. Another day that's going straight to gully.
And just to give you a bit of insight, they were 36 for 1. Pakistan lost their first wicket when the score was on 36. That happened in 14.3 overs in the first innings. 5.4 overs second time round. They're already 39 without loss.
Yeah, they're almost going at 7 and over. So therefore, the way they're motoring at the moment, these two opening batsmen will be feeling pretty comfortable out there. They'll know they've got a job at hand, but so far so good.
I know it was only 36 until the first wicket went down the first innings, but I actually think they did a fantastic job of negotiating those first 14 overs. It was not easy. It was particularly difficult with the ball nipping around and the movement. And once again, they've done a good job here so far.
I agree 100%. Then they lost 4 wickets in 26 deliveries. No. 9 from that over. 39 for none.
न्यू एल्फ ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं अल्फा करने का नाम है डाउनलोड द न्यू एल्फ ऐप
A lot of wickets on day one.
You also think of some of the backward point fielders that South Africa had over the years. John T. Rhodes, Herschel Gibbs, A.B. de Villiers, and how many runouts they executed at a backward point position where they charged in and guys try to knock it down and run through. And that's kind of been eliminated from the process with this field that's set at the moment. Anyway, as we said, we've harboured on this for many, many years. All the captains around the world seem to fancy this field in the Test arena.
That's good running. Really good work from these two opening batsmen right now for Pakistan. They're sharing the responsibility, picking up some boundaries. 8 boundaries between them.
Yeah, it's a good single from these two, but I wouldn't mind that if from KG Rabada. Chamakshid is left quite well. And there, just you see him fending outside off, dropping for the single. A little bit of extra bounce there, finds the edge.
They quite like this, South Africa. They think that's out. No, shake the head. I heard 2 noises. As the captain think he heard 2 noises. Not going upstairs.
Reina wasn't as vociferous as normal with regards to his appeal. I think that's just off the thigh pad. It's a good take. He had to launch himself, cover a bit of distance, Carl Reina.
Very good decision.
You think of that decision, Hazen, over the years before we had obviously this technology in place. How batters would trudge back to the dressing room and say, oh, I didn't hit that, didn't get near it, and everyone said, oh, of course you did, you gloved it. It's been a fantastic introduction into the game, really has cleared up a lot of those kind of calls.
And then you get the opposite. My debut game for the Lions against the Titans, Paul Harris absolutely punched one down the leg side and laughed at me when the umpire gave him not out.
41 for none.
हासिल का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
She went up to Verena, wasn't convinced. A good decision from umpire Mitten. Menon. Dan Patterson into the attack now.
Late change. Five for 61 in the first innings. Dame Patterson really did a wonderful job in that first dig. And he got Ayu bowling around the wicket, so I'm interested to see what he does when he gets down the business end. Got 5 for 71 20 days ago against Sri Lanka in PAK. Oh, that's a delivery from someone who looked a little bit stiff.
When that happens, what you normally do, Hayes, is you walk back and kick the surface where you put your front foot down as if to say, oh, I slipped. You know, it wasn't misdirected, but yeah, that's probably the wildest delivery we saw from Patterson this entire test match so far.
Hoping that Patterson's going to stem this run flow. He's going to find some nice rhythm. Comes the Khao train just coming past the ground. If I'm not mistaken, that's the 15:51 on a Friday afternoon. Also a little bit leg side for starters. They want him to find his rhythm, find his mojo, I guess, and fire up after that first innings performance and make these batsmen really fight for some runs here. Someone's got to try and lift this side a little bit. South Africa, by the way, are deathly quiet right now. There's not too much encouragement at all.
I was just thinking that they're almost in need of a drinks break, Hazy, where they could just get together as a team and have a quick discussion and kind of a rejig of the mental approach to the situation, because it's not going to be as easy as it was or offer up as many opportunities you would think as the first innings. It looks a lot flatter already. It's easy to be up and the noise levels to be going through the roof and everything to be excitable when wickets are falling at regular intervals, but I think they're going to have to really fight hard. No spinner in the equation, maybe, other than the part-time of Aiden Markram. So they need to use this new ball as effectively as possible.
I would think it's up to the keeper, Verena, to try and G things up a little bit. He's generally not short of a word, so he should be encouraging as much as he possibly can to try and lift things a bit. End of the 8th, 42 for none.
कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
हमदर्द जुशानदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेजी कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशानदा।
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
121 runs scored in session number 2. Run rate of 4.4 is some batting. Around the wicket from Rabada. And they're out of the blocks quickly. Another single. Certainly not getting trapped down one end against the bowlers, is Pakistan openers at the moment.
This is great cricket, great awareness by the opening pair. Sometimes if a bowler hits a decent length, there's nothing you can kind of do, but if the ball just makes contact and pops down in that area just to charge through. And Corbin Bosch is feeling a little bit worse for wear after what's been an unbelievable test match for him. I don't know if we can get any footage of it, but at one stage during his innings he signalled, I think it was his calf or his ankle or maybe the Achilles. I think he was looking for a painkiller when he was out in the middle. When he was out there batting, putting on his 80 that he scored. And Temba says no. If there's a little bit of a niggle, go and get it sorted, please. Go and have a look at it. Don't make it worse for now. And then let's see what can get sorted out. As we said, no spinner involved, so others are going to have to step up.
I asked him yesterday after the day how the body feels. He said, yeah, pretty tired. Well, a lot of people say 15 overs or 16 overs usually is what you pretty much a minimum bowl in a 4-day game, but the intensity of international cricket, and what people don't understand is it's a different level, it's a higher level of intensity, and the body's not used to that. It can seriously catch up to you.
And let me just ask you, Sean, I've asked you a couple of times over the last couple of years, how many overs? 43-degree heat Celsius in Adelaide, 7 for 87.
Yeah, that was a rarity. That was 41 overs that you had to bowl on that occasion. We actually had a graphic the other day as to how many times Kagiso Rabada has bowled more than 25 overs in a test innings. And I think he's done it 17 or maybe 18 times. And that kind of was, in many ways, we felt like that was kind of stock standard back in the day as to how many overs you'd have to bowl. You'd have 4 bowlers, maybe 5, and probably each did 20 to 25. Take the second you ball at the 80th over, have a spell or two there. I think with the nature of the game and how it's changed, sometimes the scoring rates go through the roof and batters get to runs a lot quicker than they used to, so they don't spend as much time out there. Not too sure what that was all about, but trying to encourage each other.
Just the single off that over, 43 for none.
बैंक अल्फला की न्यू एल्फ ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
Someone's got quite a bit of signing to do there. Patterson to start his second over.
Yeah, mentally you don't want to get ahead of yourself from a Pakistan team perspective, but when they look up and think, okay, we've got to 43, there's just 47 to go, and then we've starting to go into the lead. All of a sudden we've seen one of their bowlers head up the million stairs here at Supersport Park, back into the change room with a bit of a niggle. They don't have a spinning option. They maybe have to rely on Aidan Markram. It's got to give you a bit of a mental boost as to, hold on, we might just be right back in this contest.
Another good single on the offside, but I think more importantly from Pakistan's point of view is they've done it relatively risk-free. They've been given a few deliveries that they've been on top of to put away, but apart from that they've looked very, very solid. Not many plays and misses, maybe 1 or 2 balls that have misbehaved, but apart from that Almost on the field on top of the bowling attack at the moment.
Still going to be 28 overs left in the day's play after this over's finished, and it's Patterson, I think, who's going to be doing most of the hard yards. Haven't seen Marco Jansen yet. Rabada's going to have to bowl extended spells, Jansen as well, but I think Patterson's going to be plugged in, and maybe Markham helping out from time to time. We obviously haven't heard anything yet about Bosch. It's far too early. Straight away around the wicket to Ayub, but that's been eased away for a boundary. Boundaries are coming thick and fast. That's the 9th boundary in this innings.
Yeah, definitely feeling like it's very flat out there for the South African side as well. They've been ahead in the contest, but all of a sudden Pakistan fighting back. South Africa don't have the answers at this stage. Slides it down. Ayub says thank you very much. Just get something on it and flies away to the fence. The other thing, Hayes, is we've just presumed that they decided to go with an option of Corbin Bosch to open the bowling. Is there an issue with Marco Jansen as to why he didn't start? Has he got a little niggle?
Well, the other issue is any of you blokes got your boots, Chris and Sean.
Those are 100% been thrown into the Henops River a long time ago, Hazy. Size 13 boot of Marco Jansen. Used to nick a few pairs of boots off me back in the day when I was making my way out of my career, and he was making his way in. We always play against each other, and he would send a box of shoes onto his locker there just so he can use them.
Leg side again.
If we've been totally honest, the form of dismissal that was probably the most likely from a South African bowling perspective has been the caught down the leg side. I think we've seen about 4 or 5 balls that have maybe made contact, and one was taken and a bit of an appeal went up. Yeah, this is a bit concerning. That's why I think a drinks break would be a good time. Temba Bavuma can get his troops together, have a bit of a chat, motivate them, get everyone refocused, and then come back and fight again.
Certainly been no sign whatsoever of any loosening up for Marco Jansen. We're about to complete 10 overs in this innings. Well, that's gone past the outside edge. That might liven things up a little bit for a couple of the South African players. 10 overs up, 48 for no loss.
सील का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
Pakistan coming out to bat with South Africa really in front of the game, have come out with positivity, intent, and to be fair, they've been fed 9 fours, 36 runs coming in boundaries, 48 without loss. Pakistan trail by 42.
The sideways movement have subsided compared to what it was with the new ball in the first innings or day 1 to where things stand for Rabada. Pakistan cashing in. This is a good partnership.
It's been a great partnership indeed, Ramiz. Saeem Ayub, Shan Masood, they've taken the bat balls that have been offered to them with smiles on their faces.
And South Africa have a breakthrough.
Absolutely stunning effort from Rabada, because it was in the slot for him to go for that drive. Maybe hit it just a little too hard. It was there to be hit. And he was out there for a lengthy period of time. What happened then? Floated it up and missed the line. It moved the other way and shattered the stumps. So the opening partnership has been broken, courtesy Rabada with a bout of brilliance.
They're absolutely pumped up, South Africa. Saim Ayub out for 28, it's 49 for 1.
का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
Look for that glory drive.
Babar Azam. It's been a while since he's gotten a Test match 50. Coming in at 3 and will no doubt want to make a mark in the second innings. Pakistan are to challenge South Africa. That man is going to have to play a significant knock.
Just having a look at Babar Azam's Test career, averaging close to 44, 43 and a half. It's already past 4,000 Test runs. He's up facing the might of KG Rabada. Oh, fantastically bowled KG. Great first delivery to bowl to a new batsman, but equally well paid. Just having a look at the dismissal. Ball angling in, you've got to play it. It's held its line, it didn't nip away too much. I've got to say, I think Saim Ayub may have misjudged the line more than actual nip, and in the crease. It's a fantastic sight for any fast bowler to see that off-stump pick back.
Yeah, the movement after is where he should have been, more forward. Nevertheless, a wonderful delivery.
You saw how the South Africans were celebrating with KG. It was almost like angry celebrations because he had bent his back in the first innings, no wickets. And came out. Pakistan have been going at over 4.6 to the over and finally breaks a threatening opening stand of 49. End of the over, 50 for 1. Pakistan trail by 40.
कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
हमदर्द जुशानदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशानदा।
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
What do you see there?
Well, I mean, statistically, he's got the numbers and he's been Pakistan's best player, so he's got to bat up the order. They say that he bats much better at 4 in Test match cricket. The stats are much better when he bats at number 4. An option that is available to Babar and Pakistan.
It's funny you say that. Ramiza was just chatting off air with Cass, and I was saying to her that I actually felt Babar is better suited for 4. Now that you're saying that he's had great success there, but the question was, who will bat at 3 then for the Pakistan team? Because yeah, you can slip it down to 4, but who's at 3 then? And having a look at the Pakistan batsmen, how they fared in the first innings, and must be honest, I haven't seen a great deal of all the Pakistani players over the last year or two. But suddenly Salman looked like somebody who could fill that position up front. He had a good technique, he had some sort of composure at the crease, and he looked like he could fit there. And having a look at Babar's averages per positions, he's at 4. Why did he move?
Get him back there.
Yeah, his numbers are very impressive at 4. But he's got to start well. I think of late he doesn't get that absolute great beginning. Maybe he is thinking for a bit of a disaster, and that happens to you when your form is off. You get into that negative spiral where you feel that, you know, you'll get a good one, so let me tighten up. You start watching the ball more closely, and so that's not an instinctive, natural way of batting.
Yeah, that's why he's more suited for 4. Exactly what you're saying, Rami. Is it some players are nervy starters? And you've got to work with the best position. People always say, who's the best player in the team? I genuinely never felt that you could identify a best player. You got to say, who's the best batsman for this position? So in the South African team, you had Graham Smith, who opened the batting, and he was amazing at it. So you would say that he was the best batsman for that position. If you asked another batsman who batted lower down the order to go and open the batsman, he may not be as successful as Graham Smith because he's been doing that his entire life and he was really good at it. So when I look at Babar Azam, I do feel that 4 would be more suited to him. The ball, I mean, you could lose 2 wickets in the first 2 balls of a test match, but the percentages are not in that favor, and GB come in a bit later on in the game, and it gives him the best opportunity to score big runs, and for Pakistan, so that Pakistan can get big runs. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
I think because he's opened so many times in white ball cricket, that could be the they feel that he'd be better at number 3.
End of the over, 52 for 1. Pakistan trail by 50.
न्यू अल्फा ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
Need him at 3, need him at 4, whatever position, but he need to be scoring runs.
The Babar Azam 11. Easy as. Shan Masood has just very neatly tucked that away for 4.
Fantastic timing from Shan Masood. Off the hips. Not a bad ball. But when he hits the middle of the bat, it's flown to the boundary. Let's have a look getting into position. Oh, that's just fantastic timing. It'll do a world of good for his confidence in Shan. He's also one of those batsmen who need a big score under his belt.
Protection on the boundary, and there's some work to do. I think of another, but safely back. That would have been trouble.
Tell you what, excellent call from Babar Azam. He wanted an extra run there, another run, Shan Masood, but the throw was like bullet. A punchy drive to the offside. Babar Azam ran swiftly, and then he just got a bit lazy, and then there was never a chance at the third. Good throw on the bounce.
No! If we look at the innings that Aiden Markram played, Shan Masood would do well to look at that as a kind of template to be able to trust that skill set on a track like this, because there are runs on offer. And the temperament of Markram's innings was really special to watch. He'll be disappointed he missed out on a 3-figure score, but really set the tone for South Africa's 301 all-out.
And there are opportunities here. 3 slips and a gully, vacant area through the offside. So what you have to do is to make sure that you aim those areas, the vacant spots. And so there'll be plenty of opportunities up front here for Pakistani batsmen. South Africa will look to attack.
the same way. Separation. Different results.
Got to be watchful outside off stump. And we've seen variable bonds since yesterday, so this track will keep doing something, and that's what keeps these bowlers interested. So I'm just keeping a bit low.
Yeah, the scramble seam from Rabada, maybe cross seam position would be handy as well on a pitch where there's variation in bounce.
Early call. 7 from the over. It's 13 overs gone, 59 for 1.
तहसील का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
Pakistan trailing by 31 runs. They will look to knock off this deficit without the loss of further wickets and try to build from there. I was a bit surprised to see Corbin Bosch being given the new ball to share with Kagiso Rabada. My instinct was that perhaps it would be someone like Dane Patterson. They try to squeeze from both ends. Were you surprised to see Bosch with new ball?
Not really. I wanted him to bowl with the new ball because A, the form is with him, B, he's got speed, and this is a different surface compared to the first one where you could probably use Marco Jansen with the new ball, but here you needed a bit of gas, and at that speed you could also exploit the variation in the surface.
Talks a lot about Babar Azam, but imagine if Jan Masood could score a test match 100 here and get a kind of total that puts South Africa under pressure. If this is a semi-final for the World Test Championship place in the final, then that's knockout cricket. And you're chasing the 4th innings. Throw in some spin. Geez, that will be spicy.
Pakistan have got to make it a competitive test match. And I'll be repeating myself when I say that to earn respect, you've got to be, or you've got to ace it on away tour, especially here in South Africa where the conditions are so tough for a subcontinent batsman. I'm only talking from batting perspective because batting has been Pakistan's Achilles heel. You can always back the bowling to do the job, but it's the batting who lets them down. So here's an opportunity here. They've gotten a start. Can they do something about this start? Make it a punchy test match.
Yeah, you've got 2 of Pakistan's most experienced players at the crease. If there's ever going to be a time for them to put their hands up for Pakistan cricket, it's going to be today. The remaining overs are 25, and if they can bat the bulk of today and tomorrow, I mean, they only trail by 30 Ramis, and 30 runs can go in a flash. The next thing you know, as a South African team, you got your sweepers back because you're defending and you want to be chasing more than 200 in the final innings.
I also feel that a spinner's role will come into play also. Day 3, day 4, if this game is stretched to day 4, for example, or day 5. And so Pakistan do have the kind of services of 2 makeshift spinners, whilst South Africa have got Markram, and I'm sure they'll have a look at him, but obviously not a threat at this stage as a spinning option against Pakistan.
Yeah, both teams choosing to go with a 4-pronged pace attack for this game. End of the over, 60 for 1. Pakistan trail by 30.
कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
हमदर्द जुशांदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेजी कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
जैज के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
Show what a fortress this has been for South Africa. In the last 10 years, only Australia and India have won test matches here. So the absolute dominance of South Africa, as we see Marco Jansen being brought into the attack. Shared the new ball in the first innings, but now coming in the 15th over.
Wisdom. Oh, all right. Okay, sorry.
Lucky.
Yeah, Marco Jansen back in the attack, and I think he has a lot to prove in this second innings of Pakistan. We know what a fantastic bowler he is. When he's on song, he becomes... He has so many variables to contend with: his height, his swing, the bounce, and the pace. He was just off a tad in the first innings, and he'd want to just make amends and develop get that confidence back, particularly for the New Year's Test match as it's round the corner 2 days after this one.
Just want to illustrate this point. He's playing with an angle back to just pick up a run, and there's a vacant area through the offside there, and he's picked up quite a few singles like that. But he's got to be careful. This is a different bowler with a massive height and massive drop, and there could be the case of an inside edge.
Yes, Rami, the inside edge or outside edge. Extra bounce or outside off stump that someone like Marco Jansen provides. He hits the deck, the angle of the delivery is into the surface. If that ball had to nip away a tad, you bring the slips into play, and you don't really need to play that delivery. And as you said, it becomes a risky shot, whereas earlier, not as risky.
So we're calling him Super Marco then.
I don't know whether he's bowling from the right end, because I felt, and I think we as a group felt at times, that Hennep's river end offered more inconsistent bounce, and Jansen, with the height that he possesses, could be a little bit more lethal.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it's a case of him not bowling well from that end in the first innings, and let's have a change up. Let's try this end. Let's see if he finds more rhythm from this end, and that might be the case.
Babar Azam not trying to hit the ball hard. It's all about playing the ball as late as possible under his eye and making sure that it's a safe start for him. 11 balls for his 3.
We have so much time left in this test match, and it's one of the challenges for players coming here to test matches is patience. Being patient, whether you're with ball in hand or bat in hand. And Babar Azam will do well alongside Shan Masood to remember that. No! End of 15 overs at 62 for 1.
कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
Masood and Babar Azam partnership is 13 from 27. And wicket to fall. Saim Ayub bowled by Kagiso Rabada for 27.
Yeah, the delivery from Kagiso Rabada was an absolute beaut. Perfect line, fantastic length to Saim Ayub. And just having a look at the length that's bowled to him, very nice and forward. That one just beating the bat, and finally the one that's touch fuller, inducing the drive. The difference was in the other previous one, Saim Ayub played it later because it was a defensive shot, and that one just gave him the whisper in his left shoulder, go for it down the ground. Unfortunately, he had to walk off the ground with that.
Your initial thought process has to be defensive approach, defense, and then when you get an opportunity, then you expand your range. I think that's an excellent line to Babar Azam. Now, 2 deliveries on that off-stump angle, which he didn't really fathom in the first innings. So that's good thinking from South Africa. But this was a beauty. Round the stumps, angling it slightly in and then away.
Yeah, the difference is when you go for that attacking shot, you play a touch in front of your body and you're unable to cover the line, as opposed to when you play it later.
Fortune for Babar Azam. Ooze and Azad in the middle. Now that goes for 4.
Yeah, it's a nervous start. It's an uneasy start. You don't see that from Babar Azam. He is usually very secure, and this was on the pads, looking for that push through mid-wicket or mid-on. Outside edge falling short of Jansen.
Yeah, we've seen a few fall short in that slip cordon. Babar Azam has faced 13 deliveries. When Naseem Shah was bowling, he was extracting some good bounce from the surface. Earlier today, after lunch, when Pakistan came back on to bowl, it was Naseem Shah and Khurram Shahzad who were bowling so well and triggered a South African collapse. And South Africa will be hoping that they can start to find a period of pressure that they can apply on Pakistan to trigger a similar collapse. Another one dropping short.
Yeah, Patterson's testing Babar Azam's technique. He's giving him the full test here. He's landing it in the absolutely perfect position. Babar Azam could have been forward, but nevertheless he played it well enough for it not to carry.
It's the same scenario as if you're not able to pick a spinner off the hand. So you're in 2 minds, you play from your crease, and I think he's not been able to really play that line properly here, that off-stump line.
Well, pick up 2 runs, but a testing over for Babar Azam. 16 overs gone, 68 for 1. Pakistan trail by 22.
का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
You just could be grateful for every run you get.
Gonna do it behind the scenes with Hashim Amla. There's some pearls that you're dropping. Post-retirement, we love hearing all these things, Hash. But it must be so tough for Babar Azam. Every opportunity that comes his way, there is that spotlight. But mentally, Hash, as a player, like, how is he getting himself out of the rut?
Yeah, it's extremely difficult. I mean, you have an expectation of yourself, and the disappointment you feel is from not reaching that expectation of the bar you set yourself when you first start, and you're getting runs under your belt, and batting seems easy, and your runs are flowing. You don't think much about your batting. Even technical aspects of your batting, you don't think about it. But once you go through the testing times of a few low scores, and the doubt starts seeping in, and the way to get out of it is generally is to go back to a trusty coach, because what happens when you're not scoring runs, you'll have about 15 or 20 people giving you advice, and the ability to sift out the good from the bad. Everybody's meaning well, but not everybody's advice is going to be good for you. So that ability to sift out advice is the most crucial thing for anybody in a tough patch.
In the slips, and Marco Jansen picks up wicket number 2. We talk about one brings two, and that's the case here for South Africa.
We were talking about this earlier. Shan Masood playing with an angle back to probably pick up a single, and then this one went to the slip fielder. Was this taken cleanly?
Can you
little
go
bit of
front
extra
on,
height,
please?
trying to manage that length.
Okay, I can see clearly from the bat.
Gets into the palm.
Do you have a side-on replay, please?
Fingers are under the ball, and so that's an excellent catch because the ball was dying on him. He had to really get cracking straight away. Always is difficult.
Yes, can you zoom that replay, please?
On the offensive in the slips, diving forward is always difficult, and this really is tremendous from Stubbs. Beautiful soft hands.
Yeah, I think the other thing is he dropped a few in the first innings.
It's underneath the ball,
so
but
the ability
like
to stay focused,
side-on replay,
put those drops behind, to get his hands underneath the ball. It looks comfortably into the palms of his hands. Look at the smile on his face as it's going in. Shan Masood.
Side-on replay, please, Eddie.
Quick contribution, a handy contribution, but not enough for Pakistan. He goes for 28. Pakistan 70 for 2.
का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
एक्सियल का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ। इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro. Panda.
हमदर्द जुशानदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशानदा।
Pakistan, and they'll be happy with the fact that they've got those 70 runs. They've whittled away some of the deficit. It brings in Kamran Ghulam. who in the first innings got a half century. He played some shots. Felt that he needed to be positive on this surface. You'd say, despite the vagaries, that it has somewhat eased somewhat. It's gone over the stumps. Not ideal to just trust the bounce.
Yeah, we talked about the bounce of Marco Jansen. That's what he brings to the equation. He can just extract a little bit more. That's steep. Squares up Shah Massoud on the crease, and Tristan Stubbs will be so happy. He put down 3, I think it was, in the first inning, so he's managed to get back on the bus. That's why he's ecstatic. Actually noticed he put an extended slip fielding practice this morning. He was out obviously overnight, so he spent his time there.
Few fans for Marco Jansen. He's got that second wicket. He celebrated just as much as they are right there. They disappeared for a bit, those celebrations and jumps, maybe because of those catches going down. Nicely done by Marco Jansen. It's 70 for 2.
कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
हमदर्द जुशांदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेजी कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
जैज के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
Been quite fascinated with the rates of scoring for either side and through the course of the test match, and trying to look at it from a bowler's perspective and whether they might be unhappy with how quickly both teams have, both batting lineups have managed to score, and just trying to sort of work out whether they'd feel that they've got the ball in the right areas enough times and consistently enough. If you think of a surface that's what we'd term a good one, a flatter one, there'd be the attempt at controlling the run rate, and there'd be the patience in terms of the plans. Yes, well concerted, whilst the ball's hard and new and slip cordon in place and all that, you might risk more. But then sort of happy to ring it a bit later on and then just work patiently. And so, and I don't know, that might be kind of a yesteryear way of thinking, with the way rates of scoring are generally quite high. But going at 4s on here with the ball doing a bit, I think you're just generally disappointed with that as a bowling group. He sparred at one just outside off to get out in the first innings. Lucky he doesn't nick that one.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be free-flowing for Babar Azam at the moment. He seems to be being very tentative. He's kind of in a very defensive mindset and mode. You just think of earlier on in the over, there was one that was short and wide and he just left it go by. You'd get the thought that when he's going well and he's believing and he's confident, he'll just get into position and smash that square of the wicket through the offside.
70 for 2.
कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं अल्फा करने का नाम है डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप
20 behind. Done a good job of whittling it away. Yeah, a lot behind the ball. You see the face of Marco Jansen there, just a little stare towards Kamran Ghulam. A beautiful delivery. Have a look at the reaction there. On the left, Marco Jansen. That's him being quite animated. You see that, oh, and he's kind of holding himself back as well, Tristan Stubbs, but his arms up and always up. Nice delivery. You're not going to get a lot from Marco. There he is. He's had a little look there. There's a lot of thought in his head, and he'll turn back, and the way he kind of lopes back to his mark.
It also shows the technique-wise of square of the wicket. There's a lot of slip cordon who don't watch the ball at all, so they're just watching the edge of the bat, and then if it doesn't make contact with that, they kind of forget about it as it goes through to the keeper.
Been good this from Marco Jansen. Oh, beautiful. Just past the edge. And he can work with kind of whatever length, as long as his direction is correct. Shot. That's beautifully cut away for 4.
Whatever length, or maybe not that length. That's a complete drag down, and he just didn't complete his action on this one. Kamran Ghulam into position early, and that's an easy picking for him. Nice way for him to get off the mark. We saw a couple of those shots in the first innings. Very strong square of the wicket, and you can see how Marco Jansen almost was disappointed with the way his body had got through that delivery.
Not entirely sure. They're celebrating the South Africans. Marco Jansen with another one that's chipped the edge. Umpires will come together. Standing umpire checking with square leg umpire, and then they'll bring in their mate who's upstairs.
We have an umpire review for fair catch. I have checked the both feeds. It's a fair delivery. Can you go to the front on, please? Yeah. It's clearly from the bat. You can go to the catch. Yeah. Do you have the side on replay? Yes. Can you zoom that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I can see fingers underneath the ball. I'm ready to make my decision, big screen decision.
Once again, have a look at this bounce. It's got him on the front foot, but look where it makes contact, right with the top part of the corner of the bat. And actually, if you look at Riggleton, his head's kind of not even looking at the ball. He's just going on how it felt going to the fingers. The wrestlers slip cornered and were convinced they went up. It's been sent upstairs. It's been given the all clear. And Cameron Gullam has to be on his way for 74 for 3.
का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
हमदर्द जुशांदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेजी कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro. Panda.
Sal Shakil has walked out to the middle. Really good average of 54.62, 407 50s in his 15 test matches prior. Really good numbers those. Their score of 208 not out. Threw the bat at it in the first innings, which was a somewhat out of character innings. Wonder if it's the same approach this time around. 3 slips in the gully. Await. Good work. A really good over by Marco Jansen. 74 for 3.
Very good for Marco Jansen. We've got a few balls to rise off a length. Apart from that one that went for the boundary. Definitely more intensity in this inning so far.
का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
When they opened with Corbin Bosch, and I saw that there wasn't much movement through the air for the seam, I did think Marco Jansen could be the chief destroyer in the second innings because of the extra bounce that he extracts from a surface. And his 2 wickets have both bounced steeply. Akib Javed will be wondering if there's going to be some bad light at some stage, or whether his team can fight and make sure they don't lose another wicket tonight. They had fought hard to get to 70 for 1. And now all of a sudden, bang bang for South Africa. And just in a short space of time, South Africa now feel firmly in front.
And the game does shift like that, doesn't it? Jitters into that change room with a wicket or 2 going down. Babar Azam, so experienced, such a good player, but obviously challenged by conditions, as all are when they turn up here at Supersport Park. inside edge and away for a single.
Yeah, another tentative push though, wasn't it, Pom, from Babar Azam? You think of these fluent innings as we've watched over the years, where he gets into a strong position and the bat comes through flowing. It's almost like he's just jabbing at it. Similar, maybe on the back of what happened in the first innings, where he would have got out in that fashion and wouldn't have been happy with it. He's kind of got the mindset, I'm feeling, that he wants to grind out a score here rather than back his natural ability, that if he recognises the length or deliveries misses its mark, he's aggressive and puts it away.
It's got it going nicely from round the wicket. Angle towards that off stump, and he'll creep closer to it, and then just straightening off the surface. Fast forward test matches, just wickets galore. It feels like so much of the test match has gone, and yet we're just coming to the end of day number 2. That's nicely bowled.
Just chatting with Mario Fair, it has got a little bit more gloomy as the minutes are passing by. Back in the day in the UK, you used to have like a 5-light or 4-light system, and it was actually really good from a spectator's perspective, because you think in this current situation people get disappointed if all of a sudden we go off a bad light. Whereas in those days it almost preempted, because you would see the light getting progressively worse and the different 4 or 5 lights coming on, and then you understood when the umpires took you off. 75 for 3.
कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
हमदर्द जुशानदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशानदा।
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699 हैश मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
Lovely bowling. I'd sort of like to develop the point further in what I was trying to articulate with regard to Jansen and him not necessarily having to worry about what length he might bowl. Because of his height, when he gets it right and gets the batter forward, his threatening shoulder of bat and edge, and perhaps even top of the stumps, when he doesn't quite get it right and it's back of a length, it can jump up from the length and be awkward to deal with, and you might still end up nicking it if it moves or it jags back and it tickles your ribs or your gloves, whatever it is. And then if he's even further back from that, as long as he continually looks to try and pound the pitch, hit the pitch hard, then you're challenged upstairs. As long as every ball is backed by sufficient effort and there's kind of full intent behind it, and so he doesn't have to worry too much. That's nicely played, wide and very full, and just smashed away for 4.
That's a freebie from Marco Jansen, full and wide, and maybe the sucker delivery, as we call it in cricket, tempting me into the drive. But Saad helping himself, throwing the hands. We saw how aggressive he was in the first innings. Well, the extra bounce here at Supersport Park, you can just throw the hands at it, free it up. Safe shot.
outside that corridor. Freebie, swing the hands at it. In the corridor, there's bounce. You try and go at it, you could nick it. This is what I'm on about. That's beautiful. Saud Shakil with full intent and commitment to the shot, and it's beautifully driven for four.
That can't be four off the shot of the match. You think about the context of the delivery shaping away, the extra bounce Marco Jansen can extract from a surface. He's in a wonderful position, and it's just a flourish of the bat right off the middle, holds the pose. And that's beautifully played. Always looks better as a left-hander too, doesn't it?
Little bit more effort. 84 for 3.
बैंक अल्फला की न्यू एल्फ ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
111 plays 301, and South Africa's lead they'd have been very happy about, but Pakistan have very nearly whittled that away, just trailed by 6 now. Pretty much still in the balance. Yes, you'd rather be South Africa.
He's just used his feet fractionally, come out of the crease. And we actually saw Pakistan use it to good effect when they played it in a smart fashion rather than just charging down and swinging. Kaman Gulam was the man who ended up getting out in that fashion, but you do feel like Patterson has settled into a really good length against Babar Azam, and he's not feeling the pressure. He can feel that he's building the pressure onto Babar Azam, and he's just hoping that he can get something that just nips and finds the edge.
Too short and wide and put away.
Yeah, I don't think Babar Azam was attempting to hit it to where it went through the gully region. She looked at the toe of his bat after he played that shot, but the right shot, the width was there. Has been tied down, has Babar Azam. Eyes lit up when he got that delivery. Deficit down to 2 now for Pakistan.
Fielded. Is nicely bowled back into the right-hander, hunting his pads. Played well and fielded well. 88 for 3.
का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
Over day. In fact, it looks like we're probably going to get no more play in. By the looks of things, umpires got the light meters out there, and they are saying this is too dark. And this is something that always concerns me a little bit when there's lights that are on and shining brightly. I do think that the umpires get a little bit carried away with these light meters, I must say. I'm going to be quite upfront about this, because there's going to be a lot of spectators going to be disappointed. A lot of broadcasters around the world now watching this are going to be disappointed. And this is a reading that's going to play out for the rest of this test match. As soon as I take a reading like this and they go off, this is the rest of this test match. And I am not convinced that it's quite dark enough at the moment to go off, personally. I am also not facing these bowlers from 22 yards. But I do think with the lights around the place, I don't see the lights taking any great effect on the players as they walk off with their feet. You normally can see a bit of a star pattern as they walk off. I don't see that really sort of taking over. But I just think the umpires have got to actually work this a little bit more, because my main reason for that is there's so many competing sports around the world that cricket's got to play as often and as long as they possibly can to make sure they retain spectators around the world and viewers. Over to you, Hashim.
Hazy, I was just giving you your time in the sun there to get it all off your chest, Hazy. But you did give the classical disclaimer that you weren't facing the fast bowlers. Having a look at the session by session for day 2, pretty solid run rate throughout the day, which has been great entertainment for the fans. 2 wickets in the first, 5 wickets in the second session, and 3 wickets so far. Although the umpires are taking the light reading, it's by no means called off. There's every chance if the clouds disperse and the sun peeps its head again that we maybe get back on.
We were robbed of overs during the ODIs as well. It was light rain, drizzle, and so it turned out to be a 47 over contest. I think too many disruptions and too many soft decisions, and I think this game needs just a little bit more firm handling. Because we've had a great test match so far. It's moved on rapidly. Wickets have gone down. Pakistan in that fighting frame of mind, challenging South Africa. Babar Azam is batting, so I mean, fans back home in Pakistan, in subcontinent, all over the world, would want to see him bat and see how he develops the theme, develops his innings. He's under pressure. 10 wickets today, 13 on day 1. Runs scored as well, so terrific balance between bat and ball. We're always vying for that balance between bat and ball in Test cricket, and here it is.
Yeah, and let's make it clear, we're not just talking about cricket in South Africa, we're talking about cricket worldwide. I saw a situation in Australia recently where I thought it was too harsh. I saw a situation in New Zealand where I thought it was too harsh when the players came off nice and early. In fact, there was during the test match, and I'm just trying to think exactly which test match, it might be the ongoing test match. The commentators from Fox that I was listening to, the words that were used were stunned by guys that have played over 100 test matches. They were stunned by the decision by the umpires on that occasion that they called bad light. So yeah, I firmly believe that cricket needs all the help it can get, and if the
to quote another sport, but I was watching NFL, recent couple of matches that were put on on internet, and I went through the rules, and the world audience to understand and learn the game. So if you have such disruptions, it's going to put them off.
And as I said, this reading is going to hold out for the rest of this test match. Right, Pakistan, 88 for 3. Rizwan after him, he's a fighter. Salman Alaga has got to show the form he showed in Pal. They need a little bit of help also from some of these bowlers. They need to bat quite a bit from here.
Yeah, looking at the Pakistan partnerships. Again, the top order got a good partnership of 45, beg your pardon, 49, just to stem the
Bosch has gone off. We haven't heard any further news regarding him. 3 overs only from Bosch. Patterson not as effective as he was on day 1 when he picked up 5, but he kept things economical. Marco Janssen's picked up 2, and we're not convinced he's totally fit either. And South Africa in reply. A couple of 80s, 301 they got. Markram 89, he was extremely annoyed that he got out 11 short of what would have been his 8th Test 100. Bosch 81 not out was quite stupendous with the boundaries that he scored. And a couple of 3-fers for Pakistan, Naseem and Karim Shahzad. And Pakistan now 88 for 3 with Shan 28. Sam Ayub 27, and Janssen's the chief will get a taker at this stage with 2 for 17, and Pakistan trail by 2 runs. So that's where we are at the moment. It's only day 2, of course. Lots have happened, and there's hopefully the weather's going to be okay for tomorrow. We'll see you bright and early for day 3 of this test match. It is a fascinating series because lots have happened so far.
Free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
जैज के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
हमदर्द जुशांदा का एक पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेजी कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
बैंक अल्फला की न्यू अल्फा ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
एक्सियल का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
जैज के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को
हमदर्द जुशांदा का एक पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेजी कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं। एक्सियल का निशाना, पैदावार
कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Was a knock that set things up for South Africa. They got to 301, a lead of 90. They've picked up a couple of wickets. It is stumps, but tomorrow morning South Africa will certainly be going out there searching to make sure they ride on top of this game. Ramiz Raja and Sean Pollock also alongside. Aiden, welcome. Congratulations. I know you'll be disappointed not to have gotten to 3 figures, but what did that knock mean for you?
It was nice, thanks, Kath. Get more for us on the board. We know the less you have to chase in the last innings, the better. Felt like it, yeah. I mean, it sort of flows throughout your innings. Sometimes you get a bit tense, especially when they
tough pitch where we've seen others to struggle, but there was this clarity to be more on the front foot and look for those drives through the offside. Was that the plan, to have a clear mind when you go out there to bat on such a surface?
Yeah, I think so. Fortunately, I've played quite a bit of cricket here, so I think that does help. And I mean, you're going to make wrong decisions while you bat. It does happen, but to be really committed to whatever decision you make instead of trying to do it sort of half-assed. That was pretty much what I was thinking. Obviously, it doesn't always work out. You do play and miss it a few, but yeah, to try let them come straight, and then when they miss length with a bit of width, then to try put that away.
Last one from me. The turnaround is quick after the pink day. You come and play Test cricket. Is there anything in your game you try and kind of eliminate when you're playing Test cricket compared to what you would do when you play the one-day format?
Yeah, I think a lot of it will be conditions based. So obviously, knowing Supersport Park pretty there, but yeah, we didn't get much prep coming into this, so to spend a bit of time in the middle was good.
Do you think you have a role as an off spinner on the surface now?
I hope not, to be honest.
And that's not because you don't back your ability, you just think the seamers are going to do the job.
Yeah, a bit of
They should be, right?
But yeah, hopefully the seamers can do the job for us.
That's selfless stuff.
You're one of the premier batters in the side, and you're always under pressure in terms of runs. Currency is, runs is your currency. What did it mean for you that your captain stood up for you the way he did pre-match, saying, I know that Aiden has a big knock around the corner?
Yeah, it's always great to hear. Obviously got a good relationship with Thames. We've played a lot of cricket together, so he's also helped me off the field in terms of sort of bit of advice here and there, and he's been batting really well, so I'm trying to sponge off of that. But yeah, nice for your captain to back you, of course, as any player would say, and to do him a little bit of justice with today's knock is I suppose, a good thing.
And a word for the other local boy, Corbin Bosch. He should Test cricket like a duck to water.
Seems pretty easy for him now.
It does, doesn't it?
Very chuffed for him, of course. I think he always has that sort of aggressive way of batting. He's a really talented guy, so chuffed for him. He got us well ahead of the game at a stage where it was looking pretty even. So yeah, a massive knock there from him.
We keep saying the game is in the balance. Think about it, put a leadership hat on, and how do you read the situation at Stumps?
Pretty much just that, Cass, to be honest. It does feel in the balance. I think that first session tomorrow is going to be really important for both teams, so hopefully we can have a good session. Not to put a score to anything, I think we'd rather sort of zone in on accuracy with the ball. I think there will still be enough in the wicket tomorrow morning if we're landing enough balls in the right area, and then hopefully the score and those sort of things sort of take care of itself.
Do you think you'll be able to chase 300?
This is the ambitious word.
Oh, don't take him seriously. He's the resident
positiveness, Rammies.
Well, it is a semi-final feel. It's knockout cricket, isn't it? I mean, such a big game for you. How good does it feel to have Test cricket in the spotlight, in the limelight? So good.
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously, when you play Test cricket, it's always really exciting, and then just to have that extra bit of edge and things on the line has been really cool for us as a team. So we've thoroughly enjoyed that. Obviously, Test cricket's hard cricket, and you have to earn a lot of things. So if we can keep doing that throughout this Test match, the next Test match, then what's meant to be after that will be.
Well played, and good luck for tomorrow.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Well done.
Aidan Markram chatting to us after a wonderful 89, 81 from Corbin Bosch. South Africa getting to 301. But really some great lower order batting. We talk about high-felt Test matches here. You must get every run that you can. 110 for the last 3 wickets.
Yeah, the game can move quickly on the half-out. There's no doubt about that. Sometimes you have a surface which offers up a bit of assistance up front. And then at the back end of Test matches, you can often get the ball staying up and down, which means the game can move through quickly. So it's moved quickly enough. I mean, at close of play on day 2, obviously we've had 2 innings and Pakistan have really lost the 3 wickets. So I don't see us going for the full 5 days. It's going to be a result surface, even if the rain does come along. And I think of the 2 teams, I think definitely South Africa. I mean, Aiden was kind of sitting on the fence there, as he would as a diplomatic leader in the South African side. But I think they're ahead of the game, and have already got 3 wickets down with Pakistan just going in front. They're in a strong position. Obviously, we talk about the next session will be the important one. Can Pakistan find a way? Can Babar Azam start to show a little bit more freedom? Or will South Africa dominate again in the morning?
Yeah, let's talk more about the history maker Corbin Bosch, first South African to get a 4-for and a 50 on Test match debut. He came out there and he just played his shots. He just took the attack to Pakistan's bowlers.
Yes, I think he took the game away from Pakistan because they were, trying to strike and get rid of the tail. But it's just that he had this positive intent and impactful innings in the end. So tremendous batting performance because he played like a proper batsman. It wasn't as if he was slogging the ball.
Yeah.
But look at some of the shots that he played. The pull shot, the drives, and then the temperament. And also shielding the number 11. So it had everything that we wanted to see from a talent like him.
I think also the situation of the game worked out nicely for him because he got him. He almost had license to kind of play the way he wanted to, and they don't always have it in the Test arena. Sometimes you have to ground out runs and be able to put in a partnership and be a supporting role. But he was able to be the aggressive, and I really like.
It was a good, neat, low catch in the end.
Yeah, we
they
saw some
tried
good
hard,
catches.
both Siam and Shan Masood. 49-run opening burst. And then another one that hit the splice of the blade, climbed on Kamran Ghulam. And this was a pretty good strike because we know that Kamran Ghulam is a man in form. He can strike the ball hard. He had already played a lovely 4 through the offside. So a very, very good catch and a good wicket for South Africa.
Yeah, a couple of good catches, Stubbs and Rickleton too. Important for South Africa, as Markram mentioned. That first hour, we've seen that at Centurion Test matches, you've got to grab the match by the scruff of the neck. What would be the plans tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow also with the roller, I think it could be quite flat. They'll end up rolling it in the morning. The ball's a little bit further older than a new ball. I think also an important spell there for Marco Jansen, and not given the an important hour. I think that for sure. Babar Azam is obviously key, I would think. I mean, he's got that experience of playing overseas.
Yeah, I mean, the first target has to be 150 and a lot of focus on Babar Azam. There's certain players who are very good second innings players, who are fighters.
Yeah.
And so Babar Azam is one of them.
Raja, Sean Farag, thank you very much. And that's how we go to wrap up day 2 of this Boxing Day Test match. Here at Supersport Park in Centurion, but still great cricket coming your way on your World of Champions. Australia versus India. India under the pump against Australia at Melbourne. That's coming your way.
There's an edge. Oh, that's gone down.
Off the edge, and it's through. Butter chicken to Butterfingers.
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
You guys.
Sort of ebbed and flowed quite a bit, so there's times where I sort of felt
That
a
was
bit of a
quick.
rhythm and moving
Thank
well.
you.
And,
Madam. Yo, I've
there's
never
times
run.
where obviously you're fighting against yourself a bit, but the plan was to try and leave as best as I could. It's a weird one with trying to balance your sort of attacking nature and